Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another video. This time we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 summer niche fragrances. So just a couple days ago I uploaded my top 10 designer picks for summertime, and this time I'm going to be going over my niche fragrances. Decided to split the videos up this time so that way you get more suggestions from me instead of me having to cram everything into one top 10 video. So let's go and jump right into this. Starting off at number 10, I have Creed Silver Mountain Water. So Silver Mountain Water, this is one of my all-time favorites from Creed. I love this scent. It utilizes the note of tea, which smells incredible. It's very soothing, relaxing, and it's perfect for warm days in the summer. This stuff to me has a nice cooling effect. When I spray it on, it immediately cools me down, it chills me out, and it just works really well on days when it's very hot outside, and there aren't really too many fragrances that you can wear on days like that. Yeah, the sun is kind of coming out, so I apologize for that. So like I was saying, Silver Mountain Water is one of my all-time favorites for summertime. It is making it lower on this list because I am talking about the amount of times I'm going to be wearing the fragrance, and I am going to be reaching for fragrances more than this one, but I still wanted to include it in the list, and it's at number 10. Number 9, we have Amouage Reflection Man. So this is a nice floral soapy scent for men. Has a nice citrus, floral, and a little bit of a woody combination as well. It's a really nice, pleasant scent. This stuff is not going to be for everyone. Not everyone's going to like that floral soapiness that it has. For me personally though, I love it. It's very soothing, it's very refreshing. Nice bright citrus, the florals smell incredible, and typically I'm not a huge fan of florals in fragrances, but I really love it in this scent. This stuff, it's really well done, and generally Amouage isn't known for having that many summer fragrances. A lot of their fragrances are incense heavy, or they're very sweet and just, you know, very loud. This scent though, this doesn't really go in that direction. It goes in more of a light, soapy, floral direction, and it really just smells nice. And the heat, it really pops off your skin and it opens up. That's when it smells the best. Definitely a really nice one for summertime. Number 8, I have Nashawn Hacivat. So this is one that I've been talking about a little bit on my channel recently. This stuff I've done a full review on already. For more detailed information, you can definitely go check out that video. Just to sum it up here, basically to me is an Aventus extrait. So this has a nice pineapple opening that Aventus has, but then it goes into more of a darker direction with the oak moss, with the patchouli. It has a nice earthy, woody undertone, even more so than Aventus. And to me, this basically is a more mature, more masculine, and just overall more dark take on Aventus. Like I mentioned, I like to call it like an Aventus extrait, just because it's a more dark and stronger version of Aventus. The stuff performs extremely strong on me. Just 1 or 2 sprays fills up, you know, an entire car, and it'll even fill up a room for that matter. Longevity wise, lasts well into the next day. Just very strong stuff. This is an actual extrait de parfum, so you would expect that. Number 7, I have Xerjoff 40 Knots. So this is a very unique marine scent. This is not like what I was expecting at all. This one's a little bit more on the warm and woody and sweet side. Typically marine scents are more fresh, aquatic, light. This one has a lot of depth to it, a lot of character to it. Definitely not like what I was expecting. With that being said, it does smell really nice. I'm a big fan of this one. I was looking for it for quite a while. Couldn't really get my hands on it, and eventually I ended up finding a bottle, which I was glad, and I ended up picking it up. To me, it's a really nice evening out scent for the summertime. It'd be good on a date. It'd be good for a dressed up dinner. Definitely more upscale leaning than casual smelling to me, which is nice. And again, with aquatic marine type scents, they generally lean more casual, but this one has more of a dressy feel. It's more upscale smelling. If you're into that type of fragrance DNA, a nice marine scent with a lot of depth, a lot of character, you gotta check this one out. That is Xerjoff 40 Knots. At number 6, I have Mfk Petit Matin. So this is a very nice citrus fragrance from MFK. This stuff is probably one of my favorites from that house. I do like a lot of them. I do own a good number of them. Out of all of them, this has to be up there pretty high. In terms of citrus fragrances, one of my favorites. This stuff is really hard to beat, especially in the heat like we are now, and the sun beating down. This is when this fragrance really works. It is such a pleasant, uplifting, bright, soothing scent. Very hard to dislike. I can't imagine that anyone would dislike it just because it just smells so great. It's so easy to wear, it's so inoffensive. It just is so refreshing. It's got that MFK quality that you would come to expect. It's just a really well done scent. It's really well blended. Like I mentioned, the quality is great. Performance is okay. It's not going to be super strong because it is a citrus fragrance, but it does get the job done, and this is just a really, really good scent. Definitely one of my favorites for the summer, and this is at a very well-deserved number 6 spot. I wanted to put it higher, but it's really just kind of hard for me to, because I have a lot of my favorites coming up here in the top 5, but easily making it at number 6, well worth the spot. If you haven't checked this one out, highly recommend you do. Amazing, amazing citrus fragrance, and it's a must-have. Number 5, we have Mancera Sicily. So this is probably the strongest citrus fragrance that I have owned and I have ever smelled. This stuff is very, very potent, and it is a Mancera, which most of their offerings, or pretty much all of their offerings, are very strong, but the fact that this is a citrus-dominated fragrance and that's really about it, that's incredible. This scent does lean a little bit feminine. Not everyone's going to like it, or at least not every guy is going to like it. For me personally, though, I look past that and I see this as an amazing citrus scent for itself. I don't really put, a gender on it. I still love to wear it just because of how great it smells. It's a nice, very authentic, juicy citrus fragrance, and for the most part, it doesn't come across too synthetic. It is very strong and at times can be a little bit off-putting, but for the most part, it does stay pretty smooth, and it just really does smell nice. So refreshing, so light, so summery smelling. Really, really nice stuff. Definitely recommend Sicily. Not a lot of people talk about this one. Not a lot of people smell it. People are usually talking about Cedrat Boisé, Mancera, Oud Lemon Mint, and so on. This one, though, highly underrated. Really recommend you check this one out for the summertime. In hot days like this stuff is going to kill it. So, number 5, Mancera Sicily, one of the strongest citrus fragrances I have tried. Coming in at number 4, we have Le Labo Bergamot 22. It is on the pricey side, which is unfortunate because not everyone's going to be able to afford to grab a bottle of it. But through decants and through splits, you can acquire this stuff for relatively cheap prices, or I guess relatively affordable prices, I should say. I was able to pick up this 100 ml bottle for $200, and I was with it only missing a handful of sprays, which was a really good deal. If you can find them for around that price, I would say go for it if you're into citrus fragrances anyway. The name implies Bergamot 22. Bergamot is the main note here, but I do also get a lot of vetiver. I get some other woods as well. Like I mentioned, if you haven't checked this one out yet, highly recommend you do. I waited a while before I ended up actually trying this one out, which I regret that I wish I would have tried it sooner. So that's coming in at number 4. Bergamot 22. Number 3, we have Creed Erolfa. So in my opinion, Erolfa is one of Creed's most underrated scents. I've said this before, but this kind of slots in between Elysium Imperial and Virgin Island Water. So those two are both very popular from Creed, very popular summer scents. Neither of those have made this list, by the way. Just if you were expecting those to be at number 2 or number 1, they are not. I ended up choosing this one. So this one, like I said, kind of sits in between those two. A ton of people talk about Elysium Imperial. A ton of people talk about Virgin Island Water. Not too many people are talking about Erolfa, and in my opinion, this is the better of both of those. This stuff smells fantastic. The best way to describe it is it smells like the salty ocean air, the nice ocean breeze like on the beach. That's really what it smells like. It just is incredible. A nice citrus, bergamot, lime, ambergris, some woods. If you look at the note breakdown on this fragrance, there are a ton of notes, but what I mostly get is that lime, bergamot, citrus. Get a lot of ambergris in the dry down, some musk as well. It's just a really, really great scent, and like I mentioned, it smells like the salty ocean air. It smells just like being on the beach, being on a tropical vacation. This stuff is really well done. To me, Elysium Imperial smells very fun, very light. Virgin Island Water, again, it's kind of the same thing. This one, though, has a little bit of a mature edge to it, but that's one of the other things I love about it. Just really, really nice stuff. Highly underrated, in my opinion. Again, like I mentioned, I would take this over Elysium Imperial and Virgin Island Water any day. Coming in at number 2, the last Creed in this list, and you knew this one would have to be in there. That is Aventus. So to me, Aventus is a summer fragrance through and through. I do wear this one all year round. I wear it even in the dead of winter when it's freezing outside, just because it works. It's so versatile and it performs so good that you can get away with that. But at the end of the day, this is a summer fragrance to me. It just works so well in the summertime. Wearing this in the heat is when this really opens up and develops. It also projects like a monster in the heat, so that is one thing you ought to be careful with. don't go too heavy on the sprays with this one when you're wearing it in the summer, because it is very strong. So that's really all I had to say about Aventus. To me, one of the best summer fragrances there is, although I do wear it year round. Summertime is my favorite time to wear it. Number 1, I have Rosa Parfums Elysium. Again, another one of my all-time favorites. This stuff smells so good to me that I could almost drink it. And I've actually heard some other people say the same thing, that they literally want to drink this stuff. That's how good it smells. That bergamot, vetiver, juicy citrus that it has just is to die for. It's really hard to beat. It honestly is. And like I mentioned, I would drink this stuff if I could. It just has something about it. It smells so good. I want to do that. I'll layer this with the Extrait and wear those two together. I get great performance and it works incredible. In the summertime, again, this opens up in the heat and it just is to die for. So guys, that was my list. That was my top 10 niche fragrances for summer. And also let me know if there are any that I should check out that I haven't mentioned. And that's going to do it, guys. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.